Hi Vibrant Souls, welcome or welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, this is Vibrant Soul Tarot, and I'm super glad that you're joining me today. Whether you are new or returning, welcome all. Thank you guys for being here. So this pick a card, we are going to be looking at the person on your mind's current feelings for you, any thoughts in regards to these feelings, anything along that line, okay? We have lots of resources. We're going to be using the tarot deck. We're going to be clarifying or getting even more in depth with an oracle deck. And then we have multiple different types of channeled messages. It's going to be a lot. So hope you guys are comfortable. Even at the very end, you can feel free to stick around for a little message for you too, something to take with you along the way, okay? But other than that, that's pretty much it. Let's go ahead and get into the pile selections so we can get a closer look and you can choose which one or which ones you feel most drawn to, because it's okay to be drawn to multiple different ones, okay? So starting right here with pile number 1, we have this blue opalite butterfly. And then for the tarot, we have the Flower Child tarot deck. So these are the options for pile number 1. Moving along to pile number 2, we have this orange calcite cloud here. And we have the, I can never remember this one's name, the Wild Reflections tarot deck. I already filmed these readings and I think the whole time I kept forgetting the name of this deck in the pile. But it is a beautiful deck, okay? So these are the options for pile number 2. And then last but not least, pile number 3, we have the Paws tarot. And then we have this pink cat's eye heart. So these are the options there for pile number 3. All right, so please take your time if you need to. You can take as much time as you need. When you do have your piles selected, I will post the timestamps for each one in the description box below for your convenience as always. Like I said, if you feel drawn to multiple piles, that is perfectly normal. Check out as many as you need. Just do what feels right to you. Also feel free to check out the description box for any other additional information, such as the channeled song, which is just like an additional message or like a little add-on message for each pile. That's in the description box. If you're wondering the names of any of the decks that are being used in this reading, that will be in the description box as well. Basically, if you have any questions or you're looking for an answer or anything, just check the description box first. If you do not see your question answered, you can comment your question and I will try my best to get back to you in a timely manner. But other than that, I think there's nothing left to it but to see you at your reading. So I'm excited and I can't wait to see you guys at whatever pile or piles you choose. I'll see you guys there. Bye. Hi pile 1, welcome to your reading. If you chose the Flower Child tarot or if you chose the blue opalite butterfly, welcome. So today we're asking how that person on your mind is currently feeling about you and what do you need to know about the person or about the connection, stuff like that. So welcome. I hope you guys are comfortable and relaxed and ready for a reading. So we're just going to hop straight to it. I don't really have anything else to say. I don't really have any other information. So we're just going to begin. First things first, though, I am going to invite Spirit in and set the intention here for us. So Spirit, if you could please tune me in to my pile 1's collective energy. If you can please show me in pile 1 with the most clarity, truth, and honesty how this person on their mind is currently feeling about them. May this reading offer pile 1 clarity, advice, the truth, or anything that they're just needing to know, hear, or see about this person and about their feelings for them, okay? Thank you, Spirit. Yeah, let's just begin. Okay, how is this person feeling about pile 1, Spirit? What are their current thoughts and feelings for pile 1? This is a timeless reading as well. So whenever it finds you is when it's meant for you. are their feelings for pile 1? Oh, we have the Empress. Okay. The zodiac sign Taurus could be significant. Maybe even Libra, since the Empress is represented by Venus. What are their feelings for pile 1, Spirit? We have the Ace of Wands. We have the Three of Cups. What are their feelings? And the Four of Pentacles. Clarifying the Empress here. What is the Empress here? We have the Hierophant. These cards are sticky, so I am going to just take the top one that flew out. We had the Ten of Swords underneath that. I am feeling like there is a message there with this, though. I am going to put it back, though. If it's meant to come out again, it will come out again. And if it comes up in my mind's eye, we will talk about it again. Okay. But I just felt like showing you guys that, letting you know what's going on here. So clarifying the Ace of Wands, we have the Queen of Swords. Clarifying the Three of Cups. Clarifying the Three of Cups. And clarifying the Four of Pentacles. Clarifying the Four of Pentacles, Spirit. Thank you. Okay. So we have the Knight of Swords and we have the Nine of Swords. And I feel like these are together too. Four of Pentacles, we have the Fool. Okay. How is this person feeling about you? Bottom of the deck, we have the Lovers. That is very fitting here. And underneath that, we have the Five of Cups. You know, the Five of Cups being underneath the Lovers is kind of like that Hierophant with the Ten of Swords. It kind of feels like it's what they want, and we'll talk about it, like what they mean and stuff, but it kind of feels like there's the initial energy of like what they want, what they feel, and then there's like deeper issues or something rooted behind all of that, whether it's fear of that, whether it is something that they're actually going through. But it kind of feels like this is like the initiate, like this is what it is, but then underneath they're like feeling like with like about you, the Lovers would be like, I feel this strong connection. I feel like, you know, you could be my person and like all of this, or there's just this heart chakra energy. I just have such an appreciation for you, you know, depending on how far you are along, you know, this person could be like, I love you and stuff like that. But underneath the Five of Cups, there's this sadness, there's this rooted fear of loss. There's maybe a little bit of pessimistic attitude in regards to this too. Can I have that? Is that even true? Is this too good to be true? Is it gone forever? Is it, you know, am I going to lose this forever? That sort of thing. You get what I'm saying? Like that kind of contradiction. Like it starts with something very beautiful, or like the goal or what they think it is, and then underneath it's like the opposite, like the polarity of that, or like, you know, something can trigger, like if you want something really bad, if you love something very, very much, it can trigger that fear of loss, or it can trigger that kind of like subconscious want to like sabotage. Yeah. Okay. Phew. Okay. Let's talk about it though. So we have the Empress coming out as the first card. This person quite literally adores you. They think of you as somebody with a lot to offer. The Empress represents abundance and stuff. It also represents the divine feminine. And it is the, like we were talking about, the card of Venus. So I just feel like they think that of you as somebody who has a lot of love to give, a lot of love to offer. You could be very nurturing. You could make this person feel safe. The Empress is the card of fertility too. there could be maybe a want for a family here. Like this could be something that they've thought about, like especially with the Hierophant. The Hierophant can represent commitment, right? It's higher learning and commitment, and even like it can represent weddings, right? Because we have like that Pope right there. And then with that being said, these two cards together can be like, man, pile one could be the person that I settle down with, the person that I settle down with, marry, have a family. If you're able to, of course. I want to include all types of relationships and like and stuff too, and all types of genders and things like that. I don't want to exclude anything, but like maybe the same energy of that, just maybe without specific details. So just take it how it resonates for you, of course. But yeah, they're like, this could be like the person that I settle down with, and I see something long term here. I see this person. I want to be very committed to them. I feel like they could be very committed to me, and I feel like pile one has everything that I would probably need in a lover, in a relationship. And so the thing though with the Ace of Wands here and the Queen of Swords is that they feel inspired by this connection. They feel this like spark, but it also gets dimmed sometimes by overthinking, by overanalyzing, by being a bit too rigid, right? And I feel as though the Queen of Swords and the Ace of Wands is giving me like snap back to reality. And so this could be stopping them from acting on like all of their inspiration too when it comes to you. And for some of you too, depending on your situation, the Ace of Wands and the Queen of Swords, they could really wonder how you feel and really be like worried about like your reaction. So they may not be too eager or too hesitant to just like rush in and express themselves and act on this, because they're like, I'm trying to see how pile one feels too. Is pile one going to reject me? Are they mad at me? For some of you, just take what resonates, of course. Are they mad at me? Do they hate me right now? Will they reject me? All of these things, right? And so it kind of feels like they overthink and before acting. And another message coming through too, if you and this person currently, if you're watching this and you and this person are currently not on good terms, it's very depressing for them. Like okay, so Spirit's saying they want a reaction from you, but not a negative one. And so they could be kind of scared to fully express themselves just at this current time and about something very specific, I'm hearing too. We'll get more cards and more messages, so don't worry. But like, it feels like, yeah, when they're not around you, they get quite sad. And they really want to know what's going on with you in your mind and how you're feeling about them, so they can feel a bit more safe in then expressing themselves, if that makes sense. Okay, so we have the Three of Cups, we have the Knight of Swords, and we have the Nine of Swords. This person really worries about you being with somebody else, finding somebody better than them, dating other people, even if it's like at the same time that you guys are dating, like, or if you guys are in a separation and they're like, pile one's gonna move on. Pile one's gonna move on without me because they have so many options, or they're able to just find anyone like who wouldn't love pile one. You get what I'm saying? Like that kind of energy. And I think that it really bothers them. When they think about you with somebody else, it kind of drives them crazy, I feel. And with the Knight of Swords, like this could be pushing them towards action. But even in this Knight of Swords, there's like the storms. I'm noticing the lightning and the storms. And then the Nine of Swords can represent our anxieties and things that just really bother us on a mental level. And so sometimes they do let the fears win. Sometimes they do let their doubts get the best of them. This could have been sometimes an issue between you and them with communication as well, is what I'm hearing. But yeah, specifically, regardless of what's going on between you and them, like, they don't want you with anybody else. That the idea of that, they hate that. Like, it literally bothers them. Even with the nine of swords, it could even quite literally keep them up at night. And with the 4 of Pentacles and the Fool, I just feel like this person doesn't want to let you go. The way that this person is hugging their pentacles, and like, it just feels like that's like what they want to do with you. They want to hug you, hold you, secure you. And the Fool card can represent new beginnings or taking that risk. And I think what they're realizing too is that in order to face these fears, in order to relieve whatever's happening, or just to make it happen, to have this Empress and this Hierophant energy, they're gonna have to get out of their comfort zone. They're gonna have to take that risk. They're gonna have to move forward, because that's what you gotta do, right? And I think that there's just a want for that comfort of like, oh, how does Pile 1 feel about me? But if you don't do that, if you're not giving them that, they're still deeply contemplating like, okay, like, this is something that's really important to me. This is something that I want. I'm gonna have to, you know, put myself out there. I'm gonna have to send Pile 1 that message. I'm gonna have to express myself, make that phone call, whatever it is, right? See you in person, whatever it is, if they're able to, of course, depending on your situation. But they're like, you know what, this is something that I think is worth risking getting out of my comfort zone. And that's why we have like that Lovers here too. Okay. I wasn't planning on using an oracle. We were going to go straight to the channeled messages, but I'm drawn to this oracle deck. So let's see what's happening here. Spirit, what else can you tell us about how this person is feeling about Pile 1? Oh, we have the heart chakra, the 4th chakra, and we have women holding a coin. And we were talking about the heart chakra with the Lovers here too, of like just opening their heart. They have strong feelings here, such a love, even with the Empress being like Venus, and there's the heart here too. I do think it's very apparent that this person has deep feelings for you, such an appreciation too. There's like such a soft side to this energy as well. See what else came out too. Okay, so we have the World and we have the 7th chakra in reverse. So we have the crown chakra in reverse, we have the World, and we have the heart chakra up. This makes me think with the World here too, this person could be doing some introspection. They could be taking some time and energy and space to kind of distance themselves from this situation in a way to really look at it. Like almost like this situation has held up a mirror to them, and now they're like looking at it from a distance. And even if that could be like you and this person having distance from each other, or like there is distance, they're able to think, look, and breathe and like realize like what it is that they actually really want from this situation. We have like the head versus heart trope right here too. And so I do think with the 7th chakra here in reverse, it could indicate as well, again, like a little bit of overthinking, like we were talking about before, like not acting on that inspiration, like thinking about it too much, which could cause hesitation. It does kind of separate you sometimes from your intuition and stuff. When you're thinking way too logically or you're thinking way too deep into something, it stops that inspiration and stuff. It doesn't mean it's going to completely go away, but it can make it a little bit difficult to hear, right? And so I think that with whatever's happening with this person, like this sense of introspection, it's making them realize how much feelings they actually have for you, how much love they actually do have for you, how much appreciation they actually really do have for you. And I think that they look at you as somebody who has a lot to offer here too, and that deserves a lot, that deserves the world with the Queen. This is the Queen of Pentacles, basically. And yes, it is about money because it is about holding a coin, but sometimes the Queen of Pentacles or the King of Pentacles can come out when we're focused on somebody that we view as that has a lot to offer, that has a lot of value to them. And we saw that with the Empress here too. Like, this person could potentially be all I need, right? This could be like the person that I want to stay super committed to, because I just have such love for this person, so many feelings. And then, yes, of course, there's the fear of like, are they doing me dirty? Are they gonna find somebody else? And stuff like that with the Three of Cups and, you know, all the things that we talked about. But that doesn't change the fact that they still have these feelings here for you. Sometimes they just get in their own head. Sometimes they just get in their own way. And sometimes, you know, our minds can be our worst enemy. Sometimes our minds can cause more issues than there actually are. And I think that this person is almost feeling like it's time to get up and do it. It's just time to get up and do something about it. It's time to address this. With that taking a risk energy. The Four of Pentacles can also represent staying in our comfort zone, staying where we feel secure, staying where we feel safe. And the Fool is like the opposite. The Fool is like, okay, it's time to leave that. We're going to walk off this cliff and we're going to just see what happens. We got the Lucky Cricket by our side right here, which I actually really like. We got the Lucky Cricket right here, and it's time to... It's go time. It's time to take some sort of risk, take some sort of action. Even it's very action oriented with the next steps here as well. Interesting too, we have the same frog here with the flower, and then the Lovers here is the planted flower kind of grown bigger in between them, and then there's the two frogs here. So this could be a form of expression and just wanting to plant the seeds and grow something really beautiful here with you. If that's something that we even have the same sky actually too. Yeah, if you, and this is something that I feel this person truly wants here with you. The Lovers can represent, it's like the Garden of Eden sort of scene here too. And so they view this as like, I want to say almost too good to be true in a positive way, and then also in a scary way. Like in a positive way of like, this could be like everything that I've ever wanted with this person. And I'm hearing that it's quite intense because of that from Spirit. And so with that being said, that Five of Cups underneath is like, oh shit, oh shit. Well, what if it doesn't happen? What if I lose it? You know, and there's kind of like this negativity underneath that too, which I would say I wouldn't even blame this person. That's kind of something that naturally happens. That's why we always talk about bringing awareness into it and choosing what you want to focus on and all of those other spiritual practices, right? And so, yeah, there's just, they have lots of love for you with all of these cards coming out like, And I think that with this introspection and this distance as well, you've shown this person like a lot about what they truly want from a relationship, what they truly value, and what they want to actually have. Like I said, I feel like there's been a mirror, held up. I know I've said that, but that's just like, I mean, that's natural in connections too. I was hearing a song, and it was a Tool song, and you got a Tool song for your channel song too, but this is a different one. It's funny, I think I'm gonna get all the comments too, because every time a Tool song comes up, all the Tool fans come out in the comments, which I love. You guys, love to see you guys. Tool is like an amazing band. I like Perfect Circle and stuff like that too. But back to you. Specific lyrics of, it's funny because we have the snake right here, and they go, the snake behind me whispers what my damage could have been. My blood inside me begs me, open up my heart again. And I feel this coming over like a storm. And so the snake in the song can represent, and it had the reason, and then it says like the snake behind me represents what my damage could have been. It's not even like a definitive what my damage was. The snake can represent that voice in our head that tells us, don't do this, it's dangerous, don't go there, it's bad, it's going to end up horrible, you're going to get your heart broke, you're going to be wrecked, this person's going to cheat on you, they're not going to take you seriously, they're going to reject you, you know, like all of these things that come up, right? And then the opposite end of the spectrum, my blood begs me to open up my heart again, so that I feel like there's something in this person that's like, I'm hearing these, I have my worries, I have my doubts, and I have my fears, but I want this too. I want this, like, I want to open my heart fully to this person. I want to feel this fully, you know, and embrace this connection. I want to express myself and stuff, and I want it to be what I want it to be. There's this urge for that as well. Let's get some channeled messages and see now. So Spirit, what are some channeled messages, some thoughts and feelings about how this person is feeling towards pile 1? I find you so beautiful. Yeah, with the Empress here too, there could be just a really strong attraction for you. And Venus, we were talking about Venus energy, Venus being the planet of beauty. I can definitely see that strongly coming through as well, of like this person just thinks that you're just so beautiful and they're so attracted to you. Which that song, I think I'm going to add to your channeled song, because that one came through really strong. So the song that I'm talking about, yeah, I'm going to add it to your channeled song. It's called H. So feel free to check it out if you would like, in the description box. If you don't, though, don't worry. I'm just saying it. Okay. So we have, I have mommy/daddy issues. This makes me think of childhood wounds coming up, you know, that kind of get in our way. Our parents are our first ever like relationships that we learn how to love, or how, you know, love feels and things like that. And so that's why it's always like in healing and stuff like that, it's childhood wounds, or even like good things, there's positive things about it too, you know, are usually very adamant. And if we don't work through them, or just bring again like the awareness to it so we can make a conscious decision and let it control us, it will. Like a lot of people are adults walking around as like, you know, their child self, still feeling the same things, whether it's the wounds or those monsters, things like that too. Sometimes even like wanting the same things as well. But if this person has had a rough life, or their relationship with either parent, whether one of them was not there or was there, was emotionally distant, maybe manipulative, narcissistic, or anything that can really like, you know, really like mess up somebody's like vision for what love is, or how to accept love, and all of those things. It's just coming through to say that that could be something adamant, and like maybe why this person kind of feels a certain way and stuff like that. A lot of the times, you know, if we have mommy daddy issues, I guess I should say, I'm just saying that because that's what's on the card, but a lot of time when we have that, that is usually rooted in our attachment styles. So like, you know, it can cause an avoidant attachment style, a disorganized or an anxious, depending on the situation and the person. And sometimes we don't even need that for a person to bring those out in us. It just depends on like what they're giving us too. But yeah, so I do believe that this card is just coming out to say that nothing is personal, this person's actions or anything like that. There's something deeper rooted too. So just be aware of that. Like, and also, you know, we all have our own sort of issues. We all have gone through certain things that shape and mold us and condition and stuff like that. So don't take this person's actions, like, especially in the negative, like maybe too personal. It's not about how they view you. Like, we can see that. It's not about they not finding you attractive or the feelings or anything like that. Spirit's saying that there's something deeper here to be aware of. So maybe like a reminder for you as well. How is this person feeling? I'm hearing that there's something specific too, like as I'm moving on, something very specific about this person's relationship with their mother. I'm going to propose to you. I want to marry you. We were talking about that with the Hierophant here as well. Like, I can see myself marrying this person. It's probably something that they have thought about. Or just like taking the next steps. Last one from this deck we have is I stalk your social media platforms. So yeah, this person does be watching you. Bottom of the deck. I'm so frustrated. I can't understand why we can't be together right now. Okay. So there is a little frustration going on. I just heard like I want to take control. How is this person feeling, Spirit, about pile 1? What can you tell us about this person's thoughts and feelings? First one coming out, I wanted to reach out, but I kept stopping myself. Okay, so a lot of these are validating like the messages from before. That was like acting on the inspiration, wanting to do something, but then like overthinking it and then stopping, worrying about maybe a reaction more as than just like going full in and expressing. So there could be just be things that this person has like really wanted to say too, and just for whatever reason hasn't. Oh my God, Lana Del Rey. There's things I want to say to you, but I'll just let you live is the other side. We have, sometimes I think about what our life could have been. Again, more like future thinking, future contemplation and stuff like that. Really thinking about like being fully committed, what the future holds, what it could be. And then we have Be My Baby. Bottom of the deck, we have I'm broke right now and I'm insecure about it. Will you still stand by me after everything I've done? Okay. So maybe this person just feels like they're not in the best position in their life right now, or they're trying to get their money up. The Four of Pentacles can also represent us wanting to save money or needing to save money. Maybe they feel like they want some more security, or they want some more things to offer before they kind of take that risk. But if that is the case for this person, which it could be the case for some of you, maybe not all of you, but if that is the case for this person, I'm sure that's influencing heavily this anxiety and this Knight of Swords of like needing to do something about it with that, or else you're gonna move on, or else you're gonna find somebody else. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think that that's very practical, because who knows how long that would take, right? Okay. So that was that portion. Now we're just going to get some further confirmation. Also be aware, if you do not see their zodiac sign, but you see yours, that could just be confirmation that the message is for you. If you've watched this whole reading and thought, man, this is exactly how I feel, like to a T, like it's uncanny, and you see your sign, maybe this could be how you feel, and you just watched a reading on that too. There could be many different reasons why that is, but I would say intuitively you were meant to be here and watch it. But there's also mirroring too. So like, if you can see, if you're like, man, yeah, I feel that way about this person too, but also you can see them in it too, or you can see a little bit of differences, or some things that you would be like, oh yeah, I can see, you know, that being them. That's just mirroring here too. And then if you don't see any confirmation at all, but this reading resonated, you don't have to throw it all out the window. You don't have to say, oh man, I just wasted all this time. You know, it's just, if it's for you, it's for you. Okay. It's just meant to be a little further confirmation. So what are some significant zodiac signs, Spirit? Oh, we were talking about Taurus with the Empress, and the Hierophant is Taurus too. We also have Gemini here with the Lovers as well. Maybe Aquarius with the Fool too, because it is Uranus energy. But let's see, what are some significant zodiac signs for my pile 1? Pisces. Okay, so Pisces being the first one, the first sign to come out. Also, the month of March could be significant, or the end of February. Sorry, I was like, what becomes before March? I had to think about that for a second. We have more Gemini energy. And June, so the month of June or the end of May. Gemini again. So we got triple Gemini. That could be very significant, or like we were talking about, Gemini season could be significant, but it is very apparent and it's coming out a lot. This person, even the three Geminis, like saying it and then the 2 back to back, like this person could have a Gemini stellium too. Or this could be emphasis for some of you too, where Gemini is in your chart and the synastry you may have with that person there. Like for an example, if you have Gemini in the 7th house, that's the house of relationships. Also, that would make you a Sagittarius rising too. If you have Gemini in the 5th house, maybe the 8th house, you know, all of that could be significant too, just depending on you. I don't know why. I was thinking of something and I was like, it just depends on you. Okay, since we have so much Gemini, let's get another one. I want to get at least 3 different signs here for you. Sagittarius. Okay, we were just talking about you too. All right. December is Sagittarius season and the end of November. So let's get some significant initials here. Okay, so we have the first one coming out is an L. Oh, for some reason, the first name I'm seeing is Letty. L-E-T-Y. So like the name like Letty or Letitia. We have an E. Oh. Okay, I thought I saw another. Do we have an O? Oh, okay. So we have a T. I was wondering because I was like, oh, we could see like let go here too. If we did, but we don't. So we have a G. We have 2 R's here. There's a second R. Sorry, my nails are making this a little difficult. It's more difficult than usual to pick these things up. We also have a Q. Oh, grr. Maybe that's like the frustration too. Grr. Let grr. That's what it literally says right there. Q. We have a Y. We have a W. I keep hearing the word work too. It doesn't spell it. We have like W-E-R-K, like the sassy work. We have a K. Oh, we have another E. So we have 2 E's. We could spell the word week. Like as in like a weekday. So maybe there's something significant happening between you and this person within the next week, or a week from now, week whenever you are watching this. Okay, we also have a D, which could spell weed too. And we have a C. Okay. So those are the initials here. Let me know in the oh, we can spell twerk. Let me know in the comments if you see any other words that stand out to you. Maybe words that mean something to you significantly, or the initials or anything like that. Just let us know. I love to hear it. I love to see it. So we're going to move on to the last part, which is just a little message for you to take with you after this reading. I have a bunch of decks right here, and I'm going to call or answer. I'm going to answer the call. I'm going to pick up. Is there a phone call coming or something? What is happening? Okay. I'm going to choose which one I intuitively feel like, and right now it's this one. I don't know what the heck that was. This could be this person like needing to answer the call as well, or there's a call answering. Who knows? Spirit, what is the message here for pile 1? We have the Jaguar with perception. Okay, we also have the new moon here with beginnings. And then we have the Ankh here coming out with life force energy. Bottom of the deck, we have the Sword with conflict. Okay. Jaguar energy can come when there's deep healing as well. And the new moon can represent just that. It's a new cycle, a new beginning. It's a lot of, what's the word I'm looking for, Spirit? Potential. Thank you. Thank you so much. It's a lot of potential. It's even the number 1 here too. And we have the number 10 here too. So 10 can represent endings, new beginnings. 10 to 1 is starting over in numerology. And with that being said, I feel as though Spirit is saying like you have a lot of control about how you choose to perceive this situation and how that benefits you with the perceptions, the new beginnings, and the life force. I do want to read the descriptions from the decks here too. But like I said, sometimes we don't even realize like how much our own conditioning, childhood, and things like that can influence how we see ourselves, how we see a person, how we see a connection, and things like that. And so with the Jaguar here, you may be going through a lot of shedding, a lot of releasing, a lot of unlearning, maybe shadow work and things like that. And with that being said, like this is coming to help you in this new beginning, in this like sense, this new cycle, or just maybe it's a new cycle for you, you know, and it could also be a fresh start if that's something that you want here too with this person. Of course, you could go for it, you know. With the life force, this makes me think of the sacral chakra. No, I'm sorry, the solar plexus chakra. This makes me think of the solar plexus chakra, where we hold our fear, what boosts our self-esteem, our energy, and things like that. And so I feel like Spirit's like, be aware of what you're giving your energy to. Even if it's to this person unnecessarily, like make sure you're calling your power back, standing in your power, not giving your power away too. Because the Jaguar is telling you that you are very powerful, to say the least, but also your perception and things are very powerful. So like another thing too, like with your perception of this is like, well, if it doesn't work out, then there's something better. You know, that's a very like helpful perception to have in regards to experiences where there is a lot of uncertainty, where you don't know what's going to happen. And it's not saying that you don't want this situation to work out or that you want it to fail or you're not going to try, but it is just knowing that whatever happens, you're going to be okay. And and something else will come, or like cycles end, you know, and new ones begin. Like it's the seasons here too. Sometimes it's hard to think that or to feel that way when we're going through stuff as well. But it is just about how you choose to view something. Like an example too would be like if you and a person, you know, it didn't work out, or this is just an example too, like maybe you guys broke up and stuff like that. You could choose, like some people could choose to look at it as like, well, of course it didn't work out because it never works out for me, and everything is just meant to hurt me and all of that. Or you can choose to say like, well, I actually really did learn some valuable lessons from that. Again, the same thing. If this didn't work out, that's not the end of my story. That's not the end of it all. You can choose to grow from it. You can choose to learn from it. And there's lots of things that you can gain the advantage of too. That's like personal power there as well. Spirit also wants you to remember other people's perception too. Other people's perception aren't always, you know, sees always eye to eye with yours. You may see something differently. You may look at this situation differently. And so you may not understand maybe why somebody does the things that they do, or why they acted that way, or why they're doing this or not doing that, depending on, you know, the situation and stuff. And so we have to be open into other people's perceptions, listen to them at the same time, you know. And so it kind of makes me think of like this person's perception is a little different due to their different circumstances, you know, with I have mommy issues and things like that. And so does that align? Does that align with me? I was going to say something too, but I literally stopped and was holding my breath. I was like, it wasn't anything like profound or important. It was just kind of like a moment of silence, a pause. I want to read the life force energy card for you. And also when you are feeling like very mentally conflicted, or there is times of conflict, sometimes just having that pause too, instead of acting or reacting and things like that, just having that pause, maybe holding your breath, can be very helpful in like seeing something differently, allowing a situation to unfold differently, or you getting a different perception of it too. Right, when we have that, we have insight. Like the different insights, yeah. Okay, let me see. Vitality is increasing after a period of stagnation. You are on the brink of deeper understandings of universal truth and ancient wisdom. Actively call back your energy to you if you are feeling depleted. That was a message that came through before. Use the Ankh in meditation, physically or with visualization, to connect with your life force, amplify, renew your energy. There is a lot about renewal here too. And so like maybe sometimes we need that pause, or we need something to happen so we can start over again, so we can see something differently. We have more information now and we're able to begin again with this new beginnings, this new moon. I'm looking, there's just like, it's like little bullets, and I'm just seeing if anything stands out. Explore higher dimensions of awareness and transcendental wisdom beyond conventional perceptions of reality. I do think that this is about you and your specific insights too. Like how you see things, how you view things, whether that's in a spiritual way, is very important. And I think you've learned how important that is actually. And so it's no different here too. And there's something very important and very helpful about that I think you need to realize, or just remember about yourself. And I think that you're able to see things clearly as well too. And I think that there's a reminder for that here too. Let's see. What the first thing for the Jaguars, what is trying to make itself clear to you? Now is a time for observation. Don't make any hasty decisions. Appreciate all the subtleties about your surroundings. Trust in your natural instincts and gut feelings. It is important to make sure you are not overlooking details. You may find that ideas, clarity, and messages find you more easily while outside at night. Oh, I like that. Avoid being overly vocal or reactive without understanding the full picture. We said that too. Don't let doubt cloud your judgment. Watch and learn. I like that. I like that about kind of like sitting back and allowing things, especially in times of conflict here. Oh, we have listen underneath here with ears. Listen. And so, yeah, there is the truth is being told to you. There's something here, like the information that you will be receiving, and it's all about how just you perceive it, how you choose to perceive it, and what you choose to do with it. Interesting. And I do like that message before too about other people's perceptions, you know, maybe not being the same exact. Cultivate inner awareness to understand external realities. The way others perceive you should not concern you. Yeah, it kind of feels like this has been a chance for you to kind of take a step back, to do some introspection of yourself, to look at something, to analyze something instead of just react. And then when it's time to begin again, a new beginning again here for you. But also it feels like with this life force energy, you're going to be stronger, better, maybe stand stronger here for this situation or the situations to come too. Yeah. Oop, my stomach just made a weird noise right when it got dead silent. But I do want to go back to that original message here too about the Jaguar, how the Jaguar comes out when we are kind of going through a shedding phase, when we are kind of working through our shadow, when we are, you know, maneuvering through the dark as well. It's a powerful, powerful tool. It's a powerful animal, and it's really here to show you things that are needing to be seen right now, whether that's about yourself, about this connection and stuff. And I know when I say that, it probably sometimes we think like, okay, well, what is it? Or like, now we need to know the answer like right now and think about it. And don't try to think about it too much with your logical mind. Just allow things to unfold. If you feel like you're like, what the heck are you talking about? What's the answer? What is it? Just allow things to unfold. Sometimes our logical mind or our ego mind is like, okay, well, you know, and stuff, and it's a little more than that. It's a little deeper than that too, right? Yeah. But like everything will end, you know, like cycles, like hardships, conflict, things like that. These will end, and a new beginning will arise. Always, always, always. That's how life works. Even when you physically die, it's not the end, right? So I think that's just a reminder here too. But I am going to leave this message here. I'm going to leave this reading here for you guys. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for allowing me to read for you. I hope this reading helped, gave you a little bit of insights, or maybe just a little bit of comfort or company, whatever you want to use it for, or whatever the perception is to you. That's something that is true as well too. Being a reader who reads for the collective, perception is everything. I could literally say something and it could mean one thing to somebody and it could mean something else to somebody. I can say something and somebody can really like that and it could really trigger someone else too, but it's the same thing, right? So everything is perception. Everything is how you look at it, how you view it, how you take it in, and how you choose to see it and what you do with the information from there on and thereforth too. And it is a very individual thing here too. So interesting. I just saw a little parallel there. But yeah, again, thank you guys so much. Hopefully I'll see you guys in the next reading. If you're not subscribed and you want to see the next reading, you can subscribe now so you don't miss out. But if not, that's okay. I'm not here to force anybody to do anything. Maybe I'll see you randomly pop up on your timeline when you need another reading the most too, since my readings are all timeless. Feel free to check it out. Hopefully I will see you guys there. Bye. Hi Pile 2, welcome to your reading. If you chose the orange calcite cloud, or if you chose the wild, what is this deck called? Wild Reflections. I had to look at the box. Wild Reflections Tarot, welcome. Actually, that reminds me about the tarot deck that you chose. If you are a tarot reader, and you like to expand your collection, if you like to have multiple different types of tarot decks, the creators of this deck, I think it's like a company, so that's why I said creators, but the company and creator of this deck is called Wise Spell, and you can get them on Amazon, and they have lots of different decks, and they are really affordable. Like, I don't think I've seen a deck on there that's more than $20, and I have a few of their decks here. Now, I'm not getting paid to promote this. This isn't like a paid sponsorship or anything, and I don't really know too much about them. I just know that they have different types of decks that are really affordable, and they're really nice too. And I'm all for promoting indie creators and pushing their decks too. Those are some of the most beautiful, unique decks that you will find out there, but sometimes they can get a little pricey. Like, you know, they can range from like $50 to like $100 sometimes, depending on the deck and the seller and the site and all that. So if you just, I know sometimes we go through things and we don't have a lot of money to spend. I just thought I would let you guys know, throw that out there. It's called Wise Spell and it's on Amazon. And like I said, the decks are really nice. Like, look at this deck. And they usually come with like gilded edges. They have nice artwork. Honestly, at this point, it should be a sponsorship, right? But I'm just helping you guys out, okay? They're super, super affordable on there. So feel free to check them out if you don't know about them already. I think they even have like spell kits and other kind of cool stuff too. So, okay. Now that we did that, or I let you guys know, we're going to hop into your reading. We're not going to waste any more time. So today we are looking at the person on your mind's current thoughts and feelings about you. What do you need to know about their thoughts and feelings? Any information about them, maybe what they're going through, the situation, all of that sort of stuff, okay? We will allow it. So welcome in, and we're going to get started. We're going to set the intention, and I'm going to invite Spirit in. So Spirit, if you could please tune me in here to my pile 2's collective energy and the collective messages here. How this person on their mind is currently feeling about them. May this reading offer pile 2 the truth to how they're feeling. May it offer them clarity, answers that they are wanting or seeking, or anything that they're just really needing to hear at this time in regards to this situation and this person. Spirit, thank you. So how are they feeling? That's not a very good shuffle. Let's do a little better one. How are they feeling about you, pile 2? Okay. Spirit, how is this person feeling about pile 2? What are their thoughts and feelings towards pile 2 at the time that pile 2 is coming across this reading and these messages? Which means it's timeless, by the way. Just in case anyone was wondering. What is this person's thoughts and feelings towards pile 2? The person on their mind. We have the Empress. Okay, so I was feeling like a strong pull to mention pile 1, but honestly, in my mind, I was like, I literally just got done with pile 1, so that could be why, like, pile 1's heavy on my mind. But the first card to come out in pile 1 is literally the Empress here too. So if you felt really called to pile 1, there could be messages in there for you as well too. So funny. So the first card coming out is the Empress here for you. We have the 5 of Swords, how this person is feeling. That reminds me too of one of the messages. The Empress is the card ruled by Venus. Venus, the planet of beauty and love. This person could find you very beautiful and very attractive, or handsome, depending on what you like. How is this person feeling about pile 2, Spirit? Okay, now we're falling all over the place. We have the Knight of Cups, which this is an interesting description of the Knight of Cups here too. They're in front of a chessboard. How is this person feeling? We have the Queen of Swords. Clarifying the Empress here, Spirit. What are their feelings right now for pile 2? Why is the Empress card here? We have the 3 of Pentacles. Clarify the 5 of Swords here, please. Sorry if that was really loud. It keeps like slapping back. All right, we have the Fool. Yeah, there's already, I'm seeing a lot of similar cards to pile 1. That doesn't mean that they'll be the same messages though, so we'll talk about it. Okay, so I just heard, speaking of different messages, with the 5 of Swords and the Fool, I just heard I can't escape. Like, specifically the 5 of Swords being like mentally conflicted, or like lots of thoughts and stuff. They're like, I can't escape you, and probably whether that's thinking about you or ruminating over a situation or something maybe between you and them. They're like, I can't escape. I want to be free, but I can't escape. Interesting message coming through already. Clarify the Knight of Cups here. Why is the Knight of Cups here, Spirit? Oh, I love that. We have the Knight of Wands. Clarifying the Queen of Swords, Spirit. Why is the Queen of Swords here? We have the 2 of Wands. Bottom of the deck, we have the 8 of Cups. Interesting that the cups are represented by shells in this deck specifically, right? And then on the Knight of Cups, there's the person, let me move this. There's the person playing their chess game, but one of their things that they're playing is a shell. So it kind of feels like instead of wanting to play games here with you, there is genuine emotions, there is genuine feelings. And I can see that with the Knight of Wands being clarified, right? Instead of like a fast fling, instead of like just a really passionate encounter, or maybe even the Knight of Wands can be like player energy, or it could be an energy that's not really here to stay. It's just gonna move through, and you can't really hold it down. There's feelings involved. So even if that person came into this situation with that sort of intention, that's not how they're leaving this situation right now. Like, they have feelings, and so maybe it kind of changes the dynamic. It changes like how they're moving here with you as well. The Eight of Cups being at the bottom of the deck, that symbolizes an energy of like needing to let go. And almost sometimes it can come when we have to let go of the things that are holding us back, and restrictions that could be within ourselves, right? Sometimes it could be a situation. So depending on you and this person, like if you guys aren't talking, this could be like them trying to let go, them trying to detach, which would make sense of like why we got that message of like, well, I can't freaking escape. There could be frustrations tied to that. But I feel like this is almost a message of like letting go of any like inhibitions or anything like within them that's stopping them, and experiencing something different, experiencing something new within you in this connection. Like needing, like the emotions that they're walking away from could be needing to let go of fears, needing to let go of pride, needing to let go of anything that like stops them from getting to you or getting to where you want to go. The moon, that's always in the eight, well, usually always in the Rider-Waite depiction of the Eight of Cups in tarot here, represents stepping into the unknown, stepping into an experience or going on a journey that you're not exactly sure, but you know that where you're at right now isn't working. So you're like, I need to move, right? The King of Cups. We have lots of water energy, water sign energy here too. I would say even Taurus and Libra here as well, and Aquarius. But so let's talk about it. One of the things about you and them is they really like the way that you make them feel. They feel really good around you. They feel very taken care of with you, just in your energy as well. They have a specific appreciation for you, and I'm very drawn to the Sun and the Sunflower cards here. So you make them feel really good. You make them like happy, to say the least. The Three of Pentacles is about working together, you know, and I think that that's something that they see in you as somebody who they can, you know, work with really well. You could be somebody that to them at least is very easy to get along with, easy to love. You could be very nurturing with this Empress energy here too. And maybe like there could be some sensual aspects to this about how they are attracted to you. And with the Three of Cups could be a thing about creation. These are both cards about creation. So if you're able to do that, if you know, of course, depending on your relationship, it is a general reading, and I don't want to exclude any sort of couples or like lifestyles or anything like that. But so specifically, if you're able to do that, this person could think about wanting to have children with you, or they could think of you as somebody that would be a good parent as well. Or maybe if you are a mother or you are a father, you know, they really like the way that you take care of your children and stuff, and they feel like that's a good quality here about you. But in the general aspects, you really make them feel good, and they really like that. With the Five of Swords, though, I don't know if there's conflict between you and them, or sometimes conflict arises and stuff like that. Or they could just be feeling very conflicted, and some maybe a little defeated here too in regards to themselves and their actions, the things that they say, the way that they come off as well. And so with the Fool card here too, it's like any sort of like issues, they definitely want to leave that in the past, and they kind of do want to just start fresh, move forward here. And then I do want to go back to that original message as well, is that you're on this person's mind so much that it could be like frustrating, and they're like, I can't escape, I would like to break free from this. They could feel maybe like under a spell type of energy, like I can't get away, everything reminds me of you and stuff like that. And so depending on the circumstances, if there are like, they could, with this arrow here, this bow and arrow, they could want to shoot their shot, or at least, it kind of reminds me of like the Eight of Wands, but it could also be like direct intentions, right? And with the Five of Swords, it kind of depicts sometimes there's a battle. They have their foot in the water though, so there could be emotions still lingering from something specific, whether it was an argument or anything like that. And I think it's maybe there's things that were trying to come across, and they missed the point here with these arrows on the ground. And so it's like they still want to shoot that shot or still want to go forward here. And we have the Fool card about needing to trust and maybe even take a risk and just let go. I feel like, yeah, I need to kind of let go of like, and this could also be like their ego, or like we were talking about before, like pride and things like that. But yeah, I'm going to reiterate another message too, just in case someone missed it. If there was any conflict between you and them, arguments or anything like that, they would like to relieve themselves from that. I think it bothers them, and move forward here to be able to let that go. Now, we kind of did already talk about the Knight of Cups and the Knight of Wands. Yeah, this person does have feelings for you. Romantic feelings involved here too. Like, instead of, like we were talking about, instead of being a player, instead of doing that, they're like, oh crap, like I have feelings, like I want to do this the right way. But for some reason, with the Queen of Swords and the Two of Wands, they may, the Queen of Swords here, I think that they're thinking about this situation, and I think that they're analyzing it, and they're trying to make a decision. It being the Queen, there's a mix of intuition and logic here, but they could be sometimes a little too rigid in how they look at things. And with the Two of Wands here, this is about perception and decision making and about taking that next step. And so they could have a lot of doubts in regards to like what would happen if they did that. And maybe there is something that's kind of weighing on them heavily about the outlook right now of this connection. I want to get one more card actually for this. Oops. Of course. I like how it knocked them all like in a row. I almost wanted to keep them like that. Clarify this Queen of Swords and this Two of Wands one more time, Spirit. What is this message here? The Magician. Okay, what they feel like they can make happen here. I heard transformation, which usually is like other cards, but oh, we have a snake here. Okay, so I can see that. Never mind, I can see that. With the snake energy here too. And then now the bottom of the deck, we have the Ace of Pentacles, which is that beautiful sunflower here again, that blossoming, that planting the seed and it growing here. Yeah, I think that they do have their own doubts and maybe like rigid thinking and rigid belief about what they can and can't do with this situation right now. That could be limiting them a little bit. And also, like when it comes to the possibilities here, they may be a little too logical. As in like, and it doesn't even have to be like straight logic. It could just be like things based off of what they believe, their perception, right? So, and it could also be like maybe what they think that, how they think you're going to react, or what they think you're doing, their perception of you too. And I'm not saying it's 100% accurate. In fact, it feels a little bit warped. It feels a little bit warped by their experiences and conditioning and stuff like that. So, and I like this bang the drum kind of energy too. So maybe there's like a want to announce something, let you know something. But they're still kind of thinking about how they want to do that, how they're going to do that. This seems a little bit of like hesitation, a little bit of like contemplation. We're going to get an oracle deck. Oh, Goddess of the Moon. Oh, look it. I was going to say I picked it up and there was one card left face down, but the bottom of the deck was the Goddess of the Moon. And then we have the Thinking Woman. This makes me think of like intuition versus overthinking as well. And also like maybe just thinking about choices here. They could be really wondering what you're thinking here too. And with the intuition, like they may be making guesses if they're not flat out asking you or you're not telling them, you know? And it could be like you guys aren't talking. I'm not trying to like say like, oh, you're not telling them, maybe you have or whatever, but it's like they're wondering. They're definitely wondering what you're thinking and how you're feeling. Spirit, what else can you tell us about this person's thoughts and feelings towards my pile 2? What are their current thoughts and feelings? I just saw patience in reverse. Ooh, door to value. The Magician in the mirror. You know, multiple, like, this card talks about your perception too, but multiple magicians make me think that they just really want you. It makes you think that they really just want to make this happen. They want to, like, because it's the master manifester, you know? It's the creator. It's like, I want this to go somewhere. I want this to be something. Underneath that, now we have that Ace of Pentacles as well. Creation, you know, an opportunity here. Just give me an opportunity here with you, and let's just see how it works, okay? Let's just see where it goes. Door to value coming out as well too, especially like there's just so much damn potential here that they see. And I can see that with the Empress card here too. Like they feel like you would enhance their life. Like they feel like you have so much to offer them, and it would just be like you have so many good things, good qualities about you, that it's just, you're also somebody of value. You make them feel valued, like if to have you, or to be able to have you, to have that opportunity. You make them feel really good about themselves. Stuff like that. We have the throat chakra coming through here too. The 5th chakra, expressing their truth. Could be why they're kind of hesitating right now, shooting that shot. How are they feeling, Spirit, about pile 2, please? Oh, I just saw the Angel of Love too. Love that. So we have the door to romance. We have door to value, door to romance, wanting these doors to open. Let's get one more. And then we have the thinking man. So we saw the thinking man and we saw the thinking woman. Regardless of gender, it kind of makes me think of like the feminine energy being like receptive, and the masculine energy being like exerting, so like action, right? And so kind of makes me think with the thinking man in reverse. They've been doing a lot of thinking, maybe overthinking. We can see that with the 5 of Swords. We can even see that with the like, I can't escape. Bottom of the deck, we have storm warning. Yeah, sometimes it's not the easiest for them. Bottom of the deck, we have walking away in reverse. Ooh, yeah, if they are getting pressured right now, or they're feeling the pressure of like the situation, like whether or not like you're in a separation, or there's like something like that's causing a rift between you, or like or any kind of separation, they're definitely feeling that as well. I heard with the door to romance in reverse, I don't want to let this slip through my fingers. I don't want to let you go. I see a lot of potential here. I see this as a good opportunity, but with the door to romance coming in reverse, it's almost like for some of you it could mean that they feel it's closing, but also for some of you it could feel stuck, up in the air. Maybe like it's not right, or it's not exactly how they want it to be at this time. And the thinking man coming in reverse too just gives me big like overthinking, overanalyzing, looking at this. They have in the image, it's a man holding a jewel or something like a crystal, and they're just looking at it. And I just heard I'm looking for answers. Interesting. Okay, let's get let's get some channeled messages and see what's, oh. So the first one that kind of just came out is I don't have time. Maybe they feel flustered. This kind of makes me think of a little bit of an avoidance though. With this storm warning right here too, there could be a sense of getting overwhelmed a bit. We also have I trust you. But that was in reverse. I normally don't read reversals right here. But and not to say that they don't trust you. It's like something within them trusts you and stuff. But they're like, I don't know if I should. I don't know if I could. And so the I don't have time makes me think of like distractions. Maybe right now. Bottom of the deck here, we have I adore you. Then we have convince me. How is this person feeling? How is this person feeling? I hate how much we've been fighting, so I would rather not talk. And then we have, you're too clingy, I need space in a relationship. This is giving very much, all of this energy right here is giving very much, I feel overwhelmed. This person could have a little bit of an avoidant attachment. And so when they get challenged and stuff, they may revert to themselves. Like their first reaction could be either to run or to spend time alone or to just get away. And they may, and it's not because those feelings aren't there. And I don't even think that they really think this, that you're too clingy or anything like that. In fact, they may be like worrying that that's what you think, or worrying that you think that about yourself. Let's get a clarifier. But yeah, it kind of feels like this person doesn't, when it comes to conflict or things like that. Okay, yeah, so we have convince me. They may, that kind of makes me think of like the convince me coming out again, but with the clarifying that you're too clingy and things like that. They're like, I want you to show that you want me, but also like, why is this person so overwhelmed right now when it comes to the situation? I mean, like the storm, it could just be like the circumstances, things like that. The Five of Swords we were talking about, there could be conflict between you and them. I do feel like they just kind of have like a little bit of an avoidance here. Bottom of the deck here, we have talk to me. And then we have a card talking about being interested in... Oh my god. And then we have I feel so confused. Yeah, this is confusing me. We have a card talking about being interested in your body and stuff. And it's like... I feel like this person's kind of like fighting demons right now when it comes to the situation. Like back and forth, back and forth. You know, that Knight of Wands with the Knight of Cups was like, it kind of felt like, you know, maybe going into the situation, they were just like, this is what I wanted. This is all I needed from this. And now they're like, dang, like there's freaking feelings here now. Like this is, and they're intense. It's challenging them, to say the least. This is very challenging for them. Right as I cut the deck, I have I adore you though. And I was getting this kind of like with that Empress energy. Okay, we're going to pull the other deck and see. Oh my gosh, right at the bottom, I want to have your babies. Were we talking about that? Yeah. Okay. Can you give us more clarity about how this person is feeling, Spirit? I'm feeling anxiety around my heart chakra here too. Like, it does feel a little bit intense. I don't know how to act around you. This person, sometimes they don't know what to say or what to do. The right thing to say, the right thing to do. I think that you unintentionally make them question themselves a lot. And I think that that's something that they're not used to in relationships. They're used to probably feeling very confident, maybe even almost like having the upper hand, which is why that chess was so adamant, I think, with the Knight of Cups, and like, and usually like being one step ahead or playing games and stuff like that. They're like, that's how I would normally go about this, or that's how like normally I would think of this, but now that there's like these feelings and these emotions involved, it's not that easy. So they're like, I don't know what to do now. We have my heart's broken. I want to move in together. Oh, look, I couldn't handle the connection, so I ran. And then we have, I don't want to stay where I'm not wanted, which makes me think that's what I was getting. I know it sounds like a reaching sometimes, you know, when you do the intuitive pulls, but like, that's what I was getting from that you're too clingy. It was like, they're like, I kind of don't want to come off as like clingy. I don't want to come off as like too much, or like, I heard weird, or like maybe like weird or something. But they're also like, I kind of feel like I need to do something about this. I don't have time. Like, it just makes me feel like maybe they're overwhelmed. They're going through things maybe in their life. And I'm not using this as an excuse whatsoever. Trust me, like, anyone could make time, like, and stuff. This feels like this is a reaction. This feels like this is a safety precaution, or a mechanism, I should say. Underneath that we have, I can't imagine myself with anyone else. I just heard they're struggling. This definitely took a turn. Okay. Yeah, I can see why there's like the confusion. Convince me, remind me, whatever. And it kind of feels like there may have been like a standoff. Whether that's between you and them. That could be between them and them. You're like, I'm not gonna make the first move right now because I need to see where you're at. You need to show me that you want me. And then on their end, they're like, I know I'm feeling the pressure probably to make the first move, but like, you show me please that you want me. I don't know, it just feels like a headbutting of like just different pools of different sides and different things. I'm sorry if that sounds confusing to you guys, or maybe some of you feel it too. But I do feel like this person was overwhelmed and stuff. That's why that came out, and I was feeling that intensely as I was channeling. I almost feel a bit lightheaded right now, I'm not gonna lie. Uh-oh, these are all falling out. Okay. And that makes sense why the Two of Wands. It was like something is stopping them from taking the next step. Something is stopping them from taking this action here. Seems to be themselves. Pile 2. What do we have here? Okay. Well, oh, and also this person could have trust issues, but not even just with you, like themselves. But they're having a really hard time letting this go, or like that doesn't feel right to them walking away either. Okay. It almost makes me feel sad. Okay, well, we're going to get some further confirmation here for you. This part doesn't have to fully resonate. If this reading resonated and you don't see their sign or your sign or their initial, you don't have to throw the whole thing out the window. Just trust yourself too. And you're here. You're probably here for a reason, especially if you made it this far. So, did we have any prominent signs come out? We had Taurus with the Empress and Aquarius. I do feel like this is very intense energy. Spirit, what are some significant zodiac signs here for my pile 2s? Libra. Okay. Oh, we did say Libra because we had Venus. So we have Libra. Capricorn. Oh, I want to do the seasons too. So Libra's October, the end of September. Capricorn is January, the end of December. And we have Leo here too. So the month of July and August could be significant. Now let's get some initials here. Spirit, what are some significant initials for my pile 2? We have TF right here, which always kind of makes me think of twin flame, and that could be a very challenging and mirroring energy as well here. So that can just show that sort of type of connection, like you've really challenged this person to grow, or you're mirroring something towards them, and vice versa too. Oh my gosh, we could spell fuck, F-U-C-K. And I feel like that can be taken, F-U-C-K, I feel like that could be taken as in like it could be sexual, like that's what they want to do, or they're very attracted to you and stuff like that. But to me, the first reaction with that was like, almost like, shit, you know, or like that kind of thing. Or like WTF. Oh, we can spell, no, yeah, we can spell WTF too. Okay. So let's look at all the initials here. Sorry, let's get a little bit more organized. So we have W and T and F. We also have a Y. Oh, we could spell yuck, like Y-U-C-K, and like, why would it be yuck though? Maybe they feel yucky about this. Maybe there's something, like maybe they're like disgusted with themselves too, or they're like, there's something that they're kind of disgusted with. And this isn't meant to be insulting towards you or anything whatsoever. I think it's more like, it kind of makes me think of like, you know, sometimes a situation or something that you've done or said can leave like a nasty taste in your mouth, that kind of thing. So we have WTFY, a U, a C, a K. We have a D and duck. We have an M, an X, an O. We have another C, a Q. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, guys. I'm trying to get these with my nails. We have a Q, an M, and an N. So we have M, N, and I. Oh my gosh, we can spell so many words here because we have like so many vowels. An I. It makes me think Tiff, like Tiffany. Let me know, guys, if you see any words that are significant to you or anything that you would think would stand out. You can leave them in the comments for pile 3. You don't have to give any information away, but you can just be like, hey, these are some of the words that I found for, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean pile 3, I meant pile 2. At least I caught myself with that one. But yeah, so maybe there's something in all of the if you felt drawn to all of the piles, there could be something in all of the piles for you. I haven't even done pile 3, so I'm just speaking from that little slip there. And it is interesting when I slip on a pile that I haven't done, because you know, it happens when I like going from like pile 1 to pile 2. I just got done with pile 1, so I was saying pile 1. If I haven't even started pile 3, that could be actually significant. But yeah, let me know if you guys see any words. We could spell a lot, but anything that may stand out to you, okay, or mean something to you. Speaking of you, let's get a message here for you to end this reading on. What does pile 2 need to hear, Spirit? What's a message for them? What's a message for pile 2, Spirit? Ooh, we have 3, which also is the number of the Empress here too. And we have Shin Ring with protection. This is a symbol of protection too. So, Let's get one more card before I start talking. Actually, I was going to start yapping, but I was like, let's get all the cards out. Okay, we have yin and yang with dynamic. And in the bottom of the deck, we have vessel with insights. Insight with vessel. This is the number 18 too, so it's like the moon as well. Maybe your intuition is on point about a situation. The dynamic though, the yin yang, the ups and downs, the light and the dark, all of these things, and also about balance here. And with the protection, sometimes it's okay if you're not experiencing what you would like to experience. It's okay to do what you gotta do. With the protection here, like there could be a message about protecting your heart, maybe protecting your boundaries as well. Maybe for some of you, this is like a need to take up some spiritual practices about protection here too. You could call upon your angels or guides, whoever it is to you, personal. It could be a deity, it could be an ancestor, it could be all of the above. You could just spirit. And also maybe doing cleansings and forms of protection for yourself as well, specifically energetically. Sometimes protection comes out when we need to look at something in a situation to say, is this really the best for me right now? Is this really what I need? What should I be doing? What action should I be taking? Should I not be taking any action? You get what I'm saying? It kind of feels like right now it's okay to look out for yourself. It's okay to do what you gotta do, and don't feel bad about that whatsoever. With the yin yang here, you know, all of this is a part of the human experience, though. We do go through situations that, you know, are dark, maybe we would consider like on the darker side, and we go through the light too. All of it is definitely connected in ways that sometimes we're not able to understand. But I kind of feel like there's always going to be a shift in balance that is important to remember. So like almost like what goes up comes down. If you're experiencing one end of the spectrum, you'll experience the other as well. That's how life works. It works in the polarities in here. And so if it feels off balance though, if this dynamic feels off balance, if it feels wrong and things like that, again, do what you gotta do. Let's read. Let's see what it says. So there's like little, in the guidebook, there's like little bullet points and stuff. We're gonna see what stands out. Okay, so yeah, so like you can create like a talisman for yourself as well. Steer clear of negative influences and environments that drain your energy. Protect your mental and emotional space. Trust your gut feelings. Give your inner child a hug. Remind them that they are safe and cared for. Recognize when overthinking becomes a pattern and gently steer your mind away from rumination. Sometimes that's the energy that's leaking that we need to remember. It could also be coming from within us. It can be the overthinking. It could be the stressing on something and things like that. And Spirit might be telling you with this message to take a step back and rest a little bit. Rest your mind if you can, and try to focus and be at ease if you can, even if the situation isn't happening. That can also be a need to kind of surrender to the circumstances, and it may be a little bit of acceptance just in the moment of what's happening right now, so you can kind of take that step back, take that breath, let go for the meantime, and just protect your energy. You know what I'm saying? I feel like sometimes that's what I was feeling with this energy too, though. When I was channeling their energy, I just felt like I needed to take a big breath and just like breathe. Take care of your body. Incorporate protective rituals into your routine, such as carrying protective talismans, using protective crystals, or cleansing your field each day. Practice self-compassion to protect your mind from harsh self-criticism. Treat yourself with the same kindness you would offer a friend. I want to see what this one is too, and then we'll talk about all of them. Oh, I was going off that number. I mean the page number, not the actual. I was like, this isn't it. Okay. Strive to harmonize areas of conflict with others, or within yourself and in your interactions with others. Embrace both sides of a situation or relationship, understanding that each complements the other to form a cohesive whole. Nothing remains static. Go with the flow. Don't resist. Life often presents paradoxes and contradictions. Instead of seeking to resolve them, embrace the richness that comes from holding opposing truths simultaneously. Contrast will always exist. It is up to you to find the acceptance in this duality. I feel like these were kind of the messages we were kind of getting at before. Integrate different perspectives and energies. Avoid allowing one aspect of your life to dominate at the expense of the others. Maintain mental calmness and composure, especially in challenging situations when faced with conflicting demands. Yeah. Try to keep yourself as balanced as you can. I know that probably sounds cliche, and it's probably something that you hear all the time, but I want you to feel that. I want you to feel a balance within yourself when you feel yourself getting off track. It could also mean, yeah, you are focusing a little bit too much on this situation, and maybe there's other things that need your time and energy too. Don't forget about that as well. But for the most part, if I could just sum up this entire thing, it's that experiences will always, things will always happen. Sometimes things will go our way, sometimes they won't. Sometimes we have to wait for answers, sometimes we'll know right then. And I feel like there's a need for acceptance, but always just remembering to do what's best for yourself. Don't get too caught up in the little things. And this could also be about like how other people feel about you, although you're watching a reading on how they feel. It's okay to have insights though, and it's okay to wonder and to know and stuff, but it's like, don't get too caught up on like that having anything to do with how you feel about yourself. I know that's hard, but you can create that sort of space, or just come back and remind yourself that you're worthy, regardless of what anyone else's actions are showing. Because as you can see, and you can see from a lot of the tarot readings that we do on other people, and especially this person right here, this person's actions are not personal. It kind of feels like it's their own thing kind of going on here too. So try to, remain in the sense of self, the self-esteem. Try to remain balanced in that as well. And just, yeah, I'm hearing that you have a good head on your shoulders, okay? And you're going to be okay, like, regardless. And I think that there's a mystery to this, especially with that 18. Like, in this, usually, like, there'll be insights about what's happening and stuff like that. And I'm, like, not even really telling you, here to tell you, like, what it's going to be, what's going to happen. I'm just here to remind you, to try to stay in balance. Protect your energy, protect yourself, protect your heart if you feel like you have to. Do what's best for you and allow things to unfold for you. Like you're going to see the situation. You're going to see what it's meant to be in due time, okay? So, yeah. A lot of the insights, too, can come from us. And then underneath here, we have the rainbow with hope. Journey with the labyrinth. Yeah, and then we have the smoke with cleansing. Yeah, sometimes it can get confusing. Sometimes our mind can confuse us too. I would say practice cleansing rituals or anything like that, cleansing your energy and stuff. And then maybe like protection rituals too. I was gonna say something else. Sorry, I like got off topic. What was the last message here, Spirit? Okay, this one's gonna be a little. This one's gonna be a little hardcore. It's okay to not like what a situation is presenting to you, like maybe a circumstance. It's okay to not like it. It's okay to even hate it, what's going on and what's happening. But sometimes we still kind of have to accept it, even if it's just in the moment. And that could be something just to take with you, whether that's in the future or a lesson. A lesson could be letting go right now and just kind of accepting what it is. And I'm not saying like, I'm not even trying to say a definitive answer to like what this is going to be. I feel like I need to be adamant about that. There's not a definitive answer on what this is supposed to be, what's going to happen and things like that. But there is an acceptance of what's happening right now and realizing that that's just kind of something that's going to happen in life regardless. Like sometimes it's not always going to be exactly what we want it to be or we're not going to hear exactly what we want to hear and stuff like that. And you don't have to like it. You don't have to enjoy that. But acceptance will help you move through it, okay? And it will help you overcome faster too. And I can vouch for that too. Accepting my current circumstances, no matter how much I was suffering at the time, has been one of the only, if not few, ways to relieve it eventually. And to kind of like allow myself to just not have to control it. And just know that at this point in time, there's nothing I can do. So maybe the best thing for me to do is just to rest. And like, as hard as that is, it does bring the most peace. And it feels like with that, almost like blockages remove and the current starts flowing again on an energetic level, if you know what I mean. So yeah, like I said, I'll repeat it as many times as I need to. Don't be afraid to do what's best for you. Make sure you're protecting yourself, your energy, your heart. You're a very important person, of course. You're an important person to other people too. Not even just yourself, but sometimes yourself needs you to be like, hey, let's focus on something productive right now, or let's focus on this, or let's not worry too much right now. You know, let's just try to make the best of what we got. And then you'll see, and things get better. So I'm going to leave that there. I think that's a good place to leave it on. So thank you guys for being here, Pile 2. Thank you for listening to me. Thank you for allowing me to do these readings for you. Thank you to those who like, comment, share, subscribe, or just support the channel in any single way. I see you and I love you and I appreciate all of you. So again, from the bottom of my heart, thank you. If you're not subscribed and you do want to check out some of the other readings in the future to be posted, or some of the timeless tarot content I have posted now, it is easier to subscribe, so you always have it there. It'll pop up more. But if you don't want to, that's okay too. Maybe I'll see you on your feed when you least expect it, or when you need it the most. Who knows? But either way, I will see you guys there. I can't wait. Bye. Hi, Pile 3. Welcome to your reading if you chose the Paws Tarot deck, or if you chose the Cat's Eye Pink Heart. This is your reading on how the person on your mind is currently feeling about you. What are their thoughts, feelings towards you? What do you need to know about it? Hopefully we'll be getting as much information as possible on this topic, and answering any questions you may have, or any doubts, or this reading is meant to offer you clarity or give you insights in that department, okay? So thank you for being here. I hope you guys are relaxed and ready, and let's begin. First things first, I just want to set the intention and invite Spirit. So Spirit, if you could please tune me into my Pile 3's collective energy and the collective messages. If you could please show me in Pile 3 with the most clarity and accuracy how this person on their mind is currently feeling about them. Can you show them anything that they need to hear, know, or see about this connection or about this person? May this reading offer them insights, clarity, or anything that they're needing or seeking at this time. Thank you, Spirit. Okay. So how is this person feeling about you, Pile 3? Oh, we have the Knight of Wands. Okay. Very passionately. There's a lot of passion, I feel like, behind this Knight of Wands, particularly on how they're feeling about you. We have the King of Cups. How are they feeling about you, Pile 3? We have the Nine of Cups. And the Three of Wands. I like that. Oh, I like how this cat has his little floaty, because there's the water right there. He's ready. This little guy is ready. clarifying the Knight of Wands here. We have the World. Clarifying the King of Cups. Okay, we have Strength and we have the Hermit. So we also have Leo and Virgo, our significant signs so far. But don't worry, we will get more confirmation on zodiac signs, hopefully for you later on. Clarifying the Nine of Cups. Oh, okay. That's way too many cards. Let's see what we have here, though. We have the Queen of Wands. We have the High Priestess. I think I'm going to keep those two, but we're going to take a look, see what came out. We have the Six of Cups, the Nine of Wands, and the Wheel of Fortune. This energy right here is giving, let's see, the Nine of Wands, the Six of Cups, and the Wheel of Fortune. They're like cleaning this mess here too. Kind of makes me feel like instead of looking at this situation through the lens of just maybe past experiences, they're trying to be more hopeful and kind of with the Wheel of Fortune, like feeling like maybe this is different. Maybe luck's on my side this time. Maybe it'll work in my favor. And I think that that's something that this person is like new to kind of embracing, if that makes sense. But we'll talk about what we got here too. Okay, clarifying the Six of Wands. Spirit, why is this six? Oh no, it's not Six of Wands. Sorry, I saw the Six of Wands. Clarifying the Three of Wands here. Why is the Three of Wands here? The Ten of Pentacles. Yeah, this makes perfect sense. What are their feelings for you? Bottom of the deck, we have the Ten of Wands. Yeah, I do think that this person likes you, or whatever it is that you are, like likes, loves, is into you. For some of you, this kind of feels like a newer, like maybe not as developed connection. But that doesn't have to be the case for everyone. It is a general reading, so just take what resonates. But yeah, it kind of feels like this person likes you so much or loves you so much that it is a bit overwhelming at times too. We can see underneath that we have the Three of Swords. So that could be stemming from like heartbreak and things like that. Like oftentimes we want something so bad or we feel very intensely, that also equally the intensely feelings of like, I could get hurt or this could go wrong, or, you know, those kind of things, they kind of are equally just as intense. So as much as this person likes you or loves you, they kind of do have this battle here. They're kind of carrying this. And so we were also kind of talking about that as well too. Instead of like seeing through the lens of the past, which could also indicate all of this heavy stuff that they're carrying, it makes me feel like they're trying their best to not let that dictate their actions when it comes to you, trying to look past that, because there's a hell of a lot of potential and fulfillment that they see here within you. Okay, and we're going to talk about what's on the table now. So the Knight of Wands and the World coming out makes me feel like you make this person feel like sometimes they can conquer the world. You make them like they feel very drawn to you. They're very attracted to you. There's just this intensity, like there's this magnetic connection here, like specifically the attraction. We have the Queen of Wands here too. There's something about your energy or the energy that you exude that this person really gets this person going. Okay, the World can also signify an ending. It's the last card in the major arcana. So maybe like if this person was searching or is searching for like others, like the Knight of Wands can sometimes be like, I don't want to say well, actually, I'll just say it. Sometimes the Knight of Wands can be like a player energy, or it's an energy that doesn't stay for too long. It can be quite flighty and things like that. With the World card here, and that being like the final card, like maybe they're like, maybe that journey is over for me. Like maybe I can settle down with this person, or maybe like this could be it for me. Like that could be, this could be the connection that like makes me not want to search for anyone else, right? And it's just funny because that was the first message, like I can conquer the world here and stuff like that. But and I think I'm also hearing that this person would like you to see a different side to them. So whether that's a more cunning side or maybe a side that's a little softer, there's something that they want to show you, like a different side to them here. But they want to keep moving forward and like see what happens. We have the King of Cups, which is the Hermit and the Strength. This connection is definitely something that challenges them to grow. You challenge them to be more mature, to act more maturely, to like maybe think before they speak, worry about how you feel, not just be selfish and things like that. It's shown them like things about themselves, and I think it's going to cause this person to have to be strong, to have to overcome. And I don't mean that in like a way that's supposed to be like, that's supposed to sound like, oh God, you know, like I feel like this is a good thing. And I feel like it's definitely like this person like stepping up to the plate and maybe taking accountability for their actions, and instead of just like running away or like showing up when it's kind of hard, it could also come through as like having those difficult conversations and really just like maturing and growing over time. Like you've probably made this person kind of do that already within themselves, but like it's giving the energy of like, you make me kind of want to be better. You make me want to be the person that you need me to be. And I think that with the Strength card here too, like they're aware that that is challenging, and maybe they felt quite challenged about this, but there's still this like drive to want to do that. There's still like this motivation here. The Hermit being underneath can represent introspection. So like you've been showing this person like maybe where they have been a little like, or they need to grow, or they have been a little immature at times, and almost like a kind of mirror to this too. And so the King of Cups is them like recognizing like, okay, these things are within me, and I'm the one that's got to take control, and I'm the one that's got to do it. You know, I can't force you to be a certain type of way. Like I have to adapt, if that makes sense. But yeah, and the Strength card can always, it's not always about brute strength, right? In fact, it's usually about compassion, and it's about like taming the inner beast and things like that. That's why it's always like someone who with the lion petting, and there's like the little kitty, they're like on top. And so, yeah, it's kind of like maybe this person like is challenged by you, but also very impressed by you at the same time. I think you've shown them a lot of things about themselves. Okay, we'll come back to that. And then the Queen of Wands, how cute, with like the little kitty and stuff, drawing the the little pictures. That could also be a sign that came up in a couple piles too. That could also be like a family, like maybe they feel like you could be somebody that would be really good to have children with, just depending, or it could be something that they think about, depending on your situation, your relationship, and the dynamic, if that's something that you can do or even want to do. But with the High Priestess and the Queen of Wands and the Nine of Cups, like there's something like so special about you and about this situation. And with the Nine of Cups, they just feel like they could be so fulfilled with you in life. You make them feel really good. And it feels like, yes, there's like the physical attraction. Yes, it's like they think you look good and stuff like that. But there's also something deeper here too. There's something like spiritual about this with the High Priestess here too. And I think that they look at you as somebody who's also very like fun and like maybe even bubbly with the Queen of Wands here too, or you just have, even if it's not bubbly, you may just have like a really good energy about you, a good lighthearted energy about you. But there's also a tremendous amount of depth here too, and mystery and wisdom that they find to be very attractive about you too. If you're somebody that is very spiritual, or you're into spirituality and things like that, like there's something like very like alluring about your energy. I'm hearing Pluto, so maybe you guys have some Pluto synastry that could be like very telling of that. And if you're able to get their information for the synastry chart, even though the high priestess is the moon, but I was hearing Pluto. So but yeah, the Nine of Cups is like, I want this person. I want them like really bad. I feel like, you know, maybe sometimes even in like a selfish way, like I want this person for me. And not in a selfish way as like they don't care about your needs at all, but it's just like you could just make them really happy. You probably make them really happy. And I think sometimes they question it. Like, they're like, I don't even know why. Like, yeah, I get it. Like, you know, with the Queen of Wands thing, like, I get it, you know, about the physical aspects. But they're like, there's just something about pile 3 that is just, I'm so drawn to. It's, like, almost, like, magnetic. And so that brings me to the 3 of Wands and the 10 of Pentacles here. And no wonder why, too. Because I feel like, okay, this reading has been very, like, positive. Like, I'm not even trying to just feed your ego and tell you good things. If you've followed this channel for a while, you know that or you would probably think that I'm very honest and, like, with the messages. They're not always positive, right? Sometimes we have to hear things, we have to hear negative things and stuff. But when it comes to this portion of this person's reading for their feelings for you, it is a really positive impact. But I can also see why it can be kind of overwhelming, because all of that positivity or all of that, like, those good, like, giddy feelings, like, you could probably give this person butterflies, you make them excited or whatever it is, it can also be kind of overwhelming too, because it is intense in that same aspect, if that makes sense. But yeah, so we have the 3 of Wands and the 10 of Pentacles. They want to see what the future holds with you. They can envision it. They're feeling it. They're ready. Like we saw with this little floaty getting in the water. They're like, I'm ready to take the next step here. I'm ready to see where this goes. Like I can see myself putting an effort in this long term. I can also see a hell of a lot of potential here when it comes to the future building and what you guys can and can't do. Like they're like, I can see myself like maybe having a home with this person, moving in with them, even growing old together, things like that. But there's just an excitement too of like what's to come, what it could be. And like I said, they're ready to like set out and do something about it, take that next step. They're envisioning it too. And with the 3 of Wands, they're like, I don't know what the journey is going to hold for sure, but I feel like this person is meant to be a part of my future. I'm definitely meant to see, and I can see so much potential in this relationship, in this connection, and in this person. Yeah. Okay, let's get an oracle card or two and see what else is up. Right, when I cut the deck, we have action and the thinking woman. What can you tell us? Oh. Okay. We have contract. So it was like I didn't even get to finish and these cards started popping out. So I was like, wait, let me think. We have contract and we have community in reverse. What can you tell us about how this person feels about pile 3, Spirit? We have all tied up. Bottom of the deck, we have attachment in reverse. And then we have the journey. One of the things that this person may struggle with right now is completely letting go of the attachments, or maybe even like the end result, and just embracing the journey, embracing what it's going to be. That can be something that is scary. We've kind of got glimpses of that as well. Underneath that, we have caring connection. So, you know, there is some fear here coming through with the all tied up. It may be causing this person to hold back a little bit. But with the contract here, this makes me feel like there's things happening that are meant to happen for a reason. You get what I'm saying? Like almost like a soul contract. And with the community in reverse, this card upright would normally signify like, to me, especially with the image, it signifies like the 3 of Cups and like other people, like there's other women here and stuff like that. like, I think that you make them feel like they don't want anybody else. And with the Knight of Wands and the World, like, yeah, maybe that those player ways, if they were in that, or maybe just wanting to date around or choose other people or look for other people or have multiple different connections, not be tied down, like maybe those days are over for this person when it comes to you, or at least how they envision this. And that's something that they are kind of realizing, that maybe it's an end of an era for them, or it's an end of a version for them, and they're going to be stepping into a new version. Hence we have the Strength, the Hermit, and the King of Cups, of having to kind of grow, mature, do the right thing, yeah, instead of like just doing whatever felt good at whatever time. And so that could also be quite scary to this person. Yeah, I want to see something about this contract card. I want to verify if there's, I mean, I'm an intuitive reader, so it's not always about what the guidebook. In fact, I only do that like usually towards the end, but there's something in here. Yeah, the community says connection with kindred spirits. Okay. I'm just going to skim this really fast. Sorry, guys. Okay, so that is confirmation. So, this card shows a contract in the background ready to be signed, indicating a committed connection of some sort. This union may be business, deal, sale, or home, or a new job, or even a commitment in marriage. Whatever the connection, this card is more than just a casual agreement. And with this in reverse, yeah, it kind of feels like they're ready to like commit fully to you, or they're needing to, they're wanting to, and that even just the Knight of Wands being the first card coming out, they're like, that can be like very scary to them at times. Or maybe just the feelings that are, I feel like it's the feelings that are backed behind that are scary. Of like, oh my gosh, wait, I want to settle down with this person. Wait, oh my gosh, I want to tie pile 3 down. And like all of that, they're like, that's kind of scary. They're like, what? Do you get what I'm saying? And this could also just be about letting go of negative attachments, letting go of the worries, letting go of the things that hold us back, and embracing the journey here. And I'm hearing that could be something that this person does struggle with. And so as they're moving forward, they're like walking forward here, they still kind of have this heaviness on their backpack, and they're carrying this. And so it's a need to kind of just let all of that go. Easier said than done though, right? Like, that's like me telling somebody like, oh, hey, just don't worry about it. You know, and then like them being like, oh, okay, thanks. Like, it's not usually that easy. But it is possible though. Yeah, and I just heard you make me want to be better as I had my hand on this pile here too. Okay. So let's get some channeled messages cards. Oh, at the bottom of the deck, I think about us growing old together. We legit said that. What are some thoughts and feelings that this person has for pile 3? Earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. What are some thoughts and feelings? Maybe they're like, I want to make this happen in the physical. We have, I'm so frustrated. I can't understand why we can't be together right now. Bottom of the deck, I want to take this to the next level. It is something about wanting to like move this forward here. What are their feelings for, oh shoot, a whole freaking brick came out again. Top one, we have caress me with your heart. We have, I hate how much we've been fighting, so I'd rather not talk. It kind of feels like this person wants to maybe avoid conflict at this point in time. Or they don't want to talk about any of the heavy stuff. They don't want to talk about any of the negative stuff. They want to just focus on the good, is what I'm kind of feeling with this. And then we have, I find you so beautiful. Bottom of the deck energy, we have How am I supposed to be okay when you've overtaken every thought? Ooh. I like that one. It's like poetic. It reminds me of like Pride and Prejudice, Mr. Darcy. You've bewitched me, body and soul. I never wish to part from you from this day forward. I love stuff like that. I literally think I brought in that scene up in probably like at least 3 readings. Bottom of the deck, we have please have patience with me. What are some more thoughts and feelings that this person has for pile 3, Spirit? You make me so proud. I'm hearing that song, that Justin Bieber song. I can't remember all the lyrics, but it's like something, something. That's my baby. She's iconic. Oh, and that was coming through with this card. So we have, I can't be the person you need me to be. I feel like this person... It's funny that this is right over that Strength card, the Hermit, and the King of Cups. And you are challenging this person to grow. You are challenging this person to be better. And especially like the all tied up, I'm sure they have their doubts. I'm sure they have their fears. I'm sure they wonder if that's even possible for them. You know, it's like this kind of, a lot of this energy is summed up like what I was saying before, like easier said than done. Like you can want something and stuff like that, but it's not always like easy to execute it, right? Or like easy to just snap your fingers and like be a certain type of way. And I think it is a challenge for this person. And I don't think that it's necessarily they can't do it. I think that this is just the only card here that kind of can reiterate that. But they're realizing that, you know, they need to be a better person, or they need to step up to the plate. They need to be different. They need to be in a certain type of energy for the situation and for you. And I think that they do worry about that. Okay, what are some feelings for pile 3, Spirit? Can we just start over? Bottom of the deck, I always come running back to you. There is like this magnetic energy that I feel like this person cannot, they just can't escape. Oh. This one fell out. It wasn't worth losing you. I'm scared to tell you how I really feel. Shoot. Okay. I just heard though, when they think about you, they think very fondly of you. Now this one flew out too. I don't believe you have feelings for me. And I did see show me you care too. This person could be trying to convince themselves this for some of you. And also, I just feel like this person does have a lot of doubts. They could just be that could just be like naturally like how they think though, and how they interact, or like almost like I heard disbelief. Interesting. Okay, last one, bottom of the deck energy here. We have, we make a great team. So we're going to move on now to confirmation. We're going to get more zodiac signs here for you. Now, keep in mind, if this whole reading resonated with this part, maybe you don't see their zodiac sign, or you don't see their initial. Sorry, I'm burping. You don't see their initial. It doesn't mean you have to throw the whole thing away. If it means something to you, then it means something to you. We don't always need validation or confirmation, okay? So we have Libra, Aries. Oh, let me do the seasons before I get too ahead of myself. Libra season, the end of September and October, and Aries season is the end of March and April. So those could be significant months. and Gemini. Okay. So Aries, Libra, Gemini. We also did have Leo and Virgo. And I would even say the High Priestess is ruled by the moon. So Cancer. What am I forgetting? Gemini season. The end of May and June. I gotta be strict with myself or else I'll be somewhere else in a second. Oh, another thing about this Ten of Wands too is the traffic light. My attention keeps going to the traffic light. So, and it's also funny because we have the I'm so frustrated that I can't understand why we can't be together right now. Like maybe this person with the stoplight, the yellow light and the green light, it could feel like mixed signals sometimes. Maybe they're trying to pick up on a signal, or they're like wondering when it's go time, it's like a whole bunch of different messages, to be honest, but I feel like there's something significant about the traffic light here. Like, yeah, when it's green light, when it's red light, and then like I said, they may be feeling, or you may be feeling like mixed signals. Okay. So we have an N, we have a C, we have an R, a W. I see another W too. So we have two W's. We have a, oh, I just looked at J and then I saw OY. So we have joy, the word joy. We have a J, a V. Did I say P already? It's over here. P, if I didn't. We have an F and an A. A W, no, I said W, a Y. I was looking at the W's. We have an O and an E. Okay. So let me know if you guys see any words that may be significant or stick out to you. I know we can spell care, C-A-R-E, and we saw joy already, but like maybe there's something that's significant to you that you see here as well. Let us know in the comments. I love to see it. So that is the portion, their feelings for you at the time that you're coming across this reading. We're going to end it just to see a message for you. Anything you may need to hear. Maybe just a piece of information or not. Maybe something that'll resonate later in the future. Who knows? Let's see though. So Spirit, what is the message here for pile 3? What is the message for my pile 3? What do they need to hear? Ooh, we have Ouroboros with cycles, the number 12. Number 12 always reminds me of the Hanged Man too. And the Hanged Man can represent us getting a different perspective. It can also represent enlightenment, but it also can represent us sometimes feeling stuck and kind of having to surrender to what's happening right now, or having no choice but to look at it a certain type of way. If that's something that you feel like you're going through, just know that the cycles indicate the cycles of life. Just that, like nothing lasts forever. Things live, they die, they're birthed. You know, the Ouroboros is the snake eating its own tail, which represents that never-ending cycle. And so things do happen in waves. And so this could also be indicating too, like if you feel like you're going through a tough time, the cycles will end. You can also refer to them as like seasons, right? It kind of feels like with this, there's the fated energy here too, of things like kind of working out the way that they're meant to work out. And I was going to say something else, but what was the other message, Spirit? If it's meant to come back, it'll come back, I guess. Yeah, things playing out and showing you, and also things ending, and also means that things are beginning too. Nothing ever really dies, right? It just kind of changes form. Oh, look, we have spiral. Speaking of that, yeah, we have growth with spiral, number 11 on there too. The spiral can indicate our journey. And still growing and still developing here too. That's interesting. But we still have this like circle energy, this like going around sort of energy. Each time you complete a cycle too, you gain knowledge, you gain wisdom, you gain something, right, to take with you. And that's why there's kind of this faded energy that I'm feeling too. It's almost like a reminder that nothing will happen for you before it's time. Nothing's meant to happen to you too soon, too late, or anything like that. Like, it's happening to you when it is energetically aligned and stuff. So if you've been wanting this or you're wondering about it, it feels like there's things at play here with this. And it also kind of feels like, I want to just remind you that nothing is happening by accident. And I also want to remind you that nothing is happening because you're being punished for it as well. Like, specifically, if bad things happen or things don't work out, you're not being punished. Sometimes things can be an initiation. Sometimes things that feel like a punishment can be an initiation. Okay, let's get one more card, and then I want to see what it... But yeah, with the spiral in this, it's like the symbols, a lot of these are symbols of evolution here too. Growing and evolving. I feel like there's something about the way that you've affected this person and the way that they've affected you. Okay, let's get... Okay. So we have the Shen ring with protection here. Bottom of the deck, we have feather with lightness. I feel like the bottom of the deck can also be things that you don't see coming. So maybe you are in a stage of release, and you definitely will start to feel lighter, feel things with more ease. But when the Shen ring protection comes out, this is a message too, to be aware of where you're extending your energy. If you feel like you need to protect your energy, even if it's from your own mind, to do that as well. I just keep looking at this card, the Ouroboros card, and feeling and hearing and feeling like faded energy. Let's see it with the bulletin. So in this deck, they kind of just have like many different bulletins of many different meanings. Let's see what stands out. Also, the feather, before we even begin, the feather. A feather is light. It drifts through the air. It doesn't, it surrenders, right? It kind of goes where it's meant to go. And so sometimes we kind of have to let go, and even if we have our own expectations and things like that, sometimes our expectations can cause us to be a bit more rigid though, and allowing like this to take you where you're meant to go. Do you guys kind of get what I'm saying with this? Interesting message with that one. Okay, where are we at? Okay, so it's the number 12. Oh, I opened right to it. Love that. Do not fear the natural cycles of life. It's time to move on. Life is too fleeting to harbor grudges, resentments. Choose peace for yourself. This is but a mere moment. This is but a mere moment. Allow it to come and go. Have you experienced this cycle before? If so, what can you do differently to allow it to conclude? This one in particular, have you experienced the cycle before? If so, what can you do differently to allow it to conclude? It's definitely that spiral energy. Like if you've come across the same sort of situation, maybe you've been faced with the same kind of crossroad, whatever is happening, you know, it's like, oh, this has happened before in the past, whether it's the past with this person or a different face or different, you know, just a different time and stuff. Like the spiral is reminding you, you know, that you are growing. It's not bringing you back to like, it's not pulling you back or bringing you back as like a form of punishment or to keep you stuck. It's actually showing you where you've evolved, where you've grown, and how you make different choices now, and how the different choices can change your path and alter that at the same time. You've already done a lot of development here, but sometimes we come back to old wounds and old situations because until we keep spiraling out and we're further enough from it and we are like fully healed and fully grown, even though sometimes some would say we're never truly fully healed and stuff, but the more we spiral, the more we come back to something, the more we realize how much we've grown, the less it affects us, the less it matters, kind of thing like that. And I think that you definitely are growing and evolving. You know this too. But with the protection card coming out here as well, this came out in another pile, and the main message with that was just don't be afraid to do what you have to do for yourself. Do what's best for yourself. You don't have to be self-sacrificing. You don't have to sacrifice your wants, your needs for others. You know, it's your time and you can do what you feel is always best for you. Let things play out. Let things work out. This whole cycle, you know, things work in cycles. That's just natural. It's a natural part of life. This reminds me actually of the last message, I think in pile 2, where we had the Shen ring protection, and then we also had the yin yang. And the message was that was that, you know, things happen. Like, you know, you experience the duality of life. You experience the highs and you experience the lows, and you experience the joy and you experience the things that aren't so fun, right? And so with that being said, these are just natural parts, and the faster we kind of accept that, we don't have to stay too long in the parts that we don't like. We accept it. It's easier to kind of maneuver through. This could be a similar message for you as well. But just remembering that things are meant to play out the way that they're meant to play out. Your cycles are yours within themselves, right? And anything that ends will always begin. And even if this situation for some of you isn't ending, it's just remember to know that, right? And we have different cycles and different versions of ourselves, and we're allowed to change our mind, and we're allowed to grow, and we're allowed to see things differently, and you know, and spiral spiral out. Okay. Practice forgiveness and compassion towards yourself and others. Every encounter and experience serves a purpose in your soul's journey. Don't forget to laugh at the cosmic joke. Big, heavy on do not fear the natural cycles of life. Sometimes we fear letting go. Sometimes we fear what's going to happen and things like that. And that's why that makes sense on why I kept like looking at this card and getting the message, and all I hear is faded energy, faded energy. And I'm not saying you don't have any control whatsoever in your destiny. That's not true either. But things, it's a balance, I feel. It's a balance of faded versus control. It's a balance of we are meant to experience things in this life that we're going to go through and experience regardless. Sometimes you can't, you know, maneuver and stuff. And I feel like this one, particularly for you, is something that's tied to an experience or growth that you're meant to develop in this life here. And so don't worry about things ending, because things will be replaced. You know, things grow again. Like we were talking about, it's also called the seasons, you know, where things in the winter, things get very cold and hard and die and harsh and stuff. But then right after that is the spring, where the snow melts and the life comes back, and things grow again. And then there's the summer. You feel the heat, you know, you get to whatever summer means to you. Sometimes where I live, it gets really freaking hot. So summer, I'm like, ugh. But because it's like stays like super hot for so long, but summer's still always summer and stuff. And then, you know, you're able to adapt, and don't ever forget that. Don't forget that you have the ability to adapt to whatever life throws at you, whatever will happen, whatever is going to happen, you know? You're more than capable here. The Ouroboros symbolizes the concept of eternity and the cyclic nature of time, aligning with the Egyptians' deep reverence for the afterlife and the belief in rebirth. Meanwhile, in Greek alchemy, I can never say that word right every single freaking time. In Greek alchemy traditions, you know what? Don't make fun of me, guys. Don't be mean to me. It represents the philosophical notion of one is all, reflecting the unity and our interdependence of all things. The power of the Ouroboros lies in its profound simplicity. It speaks to the universal truth that life is an endless process of transformation. Each phase of existence, whether joyous or sorrowful, is merely a point of the infinite cycle of becoming. Yeah, that was very profound too. I feel like that does tie into this message here too. And I think that feather energy, I do stand by that message, that feather energy of not being so rigid and allowing to kind of take you where you're meant to go and experience the way you're meant to experience. Because just as much as, you know, we can fear the bad things, there's just as much good things with that too. There's so much positive. And so the universe isn't always just lesson after heartbreak after heartbreak. But sometimes when we're focused on that the whole entire time, it can feel like that, right? Sometimes we have to stop and remind ourselves and stop and think, oh, wait, this is fun. Sometimes we have to stop and remind ourselves when we're experiencing a connection that we're really enjoying, and that we have to stop and remind ourselves, let's sit here and smell the roses. Let's enjoy this person. Let's enjoy this experience, you know, instead of just, I don't want it to go away. I don't want it to end. I don't want, you know, and I think that can also be a message too, with that, not fearing the end of these cycles, not fearing the natural cycles of life. It's going to be what it's going to be, okay? But you can enjoy the process regardless too, if that makes sense. And I need to kind of surrender here. Okay. I think that's enough. We're going to leave this here. If you want some more, feel free to check out some other readings. They are all timeless, by the way, so you can check out some of the past tarot content I have, or you can subscribe if you would like, and wait for me to post some future readings, because they are coming, they are on the way. But either way, I'm just grateful that you guys are here. I'm grateful that you guys listen and allow me to read for you. It means a lot. I appreciate every single one of you, and I appreciate all the support that I get. So whether that's just as simple as liking the video, or commenting and sharing your support, or sharing your story, sharing your experience, I appreciate that as well. And I also appreciate the ones that are definitely subscribed and want to be a part of this community that we are building. It means a lot to me, and I'm like so grateful from the bottom of my heart. I appreciate all of you guys so much. So just thank you again, and hopefully I'll see you guys in the next reading. But until then, I am out of here. Bye.